stick around, come through and dig the sound of the fly brown 6060 cycle. Who throws hits around?
Welcome to another exciting episode of Wine Down with Kev live stream on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your podcast content from. Thank you. Thank you also to those of you that have already clicked. Hey, also big shout out to our sponsors. Thank you, Carol Media. Thank you, Canopy Connect. Please reach out to them for all things social, all things digital. You will definitely thank me later. And big thanks to our newest sponsor, Wintrust Financial. They are my partner in all things banking. So without further delay or further ado, super excited to bring to you our next guest today. He's not only a fellow Allstate agent, he is absolutely a phenomenal person. He is Allstate Leaders Forum winner, Circle of Champions, honoring multiple times, Inner Circle Elite, $1 Million Roundtable, National Conference, National Forum, Pinnacle Elite, you name it. Whatever award we come up with, he wins it. And more than the awards, he's a phenomenal person. He gives back to his community at a very high level. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming David Lieberman. David, what's going on, man?
Wow, what an intro.
well, what a guy. A guy. I've heard David Lieberman give intros, and I can't let his intro be better than yours.
You know what I always wanted to win?
What's that?
A pie eating contest.
Well, if I hear about one, you can jump in.
I would love to win a pie eating contest.
Well, David, let's start there. You tell me that you are a foodie. If you were to win a pie eating contest, what kind of pie would it be?
Oh, God, anything. Apple pie, blueberry pie, banana cream. I love them all.
You love them all.
I never met a pie I didn't love.
There you go. There you go. David, tell me what I missed in the introduction. Tell the people something nice about your family. I know you have a beautiful family. Let's talk about your family before we get to this business stuff.
Oh, Kevin, I'm so blessed. I have a beautiful wife. I have two good-looking kids. They don't get into trouble. They're hard workers, good students. My daughter's a competitive athletic student, and my son's more of the cerebral kind of kid. He loves gaming and learning about aviation and loves animals. He knows the name of every dog in the neighborhood. Yeah,
nice.
So we have a very, very blessed and easy life compared to others out there.
Well, David, you told me
very fortunate.
You told me a scary story about your family last week. You had the pit of my stomach. You were telling me a story of you and your family going skiing, and you're at the top of this ski slope. Talk about that ski trip and how high you were up on the slopes.
So yeah, I mean, I think we were at like about a 12,000 foot elevation. Yeah, I mean, we were up there. I mean, we ski, but sometimes my daughter can get a little bit frozen up on the slope, and getting her down could be a hostage negotiation. It's it's not just clothes and acting jobs. I mean, you really got. Sometimes she freezes up. So,
oh my God!
Yeah. No, I mean we do all right with the skiing. It wasn't. I might have been a little bit dramatic. It's not that bad. It wasn't that bad.
12,000 feet.
Yeah, but if you told me I didn't have to ski again for the rest of my life, I'd be all right.
You'll be okay.
Yeah, my daughter likes it a lot. That's why we go. So
yeah. We do what our kids love, but I promise you.
If they love it, we love it, right?
You have me up at 12,000 feet. That's it. That's what we do. Speaking of love, tell me what you love about being.
So, I'm sorry, Kevin. My connection might be a little bit wonky today. Say the question again, please.
Okay. I said, speaking of love, tell me what you love about being an Allstate agent and how long have you been at it?
So I've been an Allstate agent since 2011. So now we're going on our, into our 13th year, almost 14 years at this point. And, it's been an amazing journey being an Allstate agent. Never could I have imagined what this business was, it could be, and what it could do for our family and our team and our, in our community. It's been an amazing journey. It's been crazy. Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Well, here's something I never asked you, David. What did you do before, and how'd you get into business?
Oh, I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. Oh wait, that's the song. You know that too?
I know that song, David.
I was
know.
hoping you were going to ask me for that, and then I had this all teed up. I thought about this morning. Kevin's going to ask me what I did before Allstate, and I said I was going to be working as a waitress in a cocktail bar, because that's like a good '80s tune.
I can follow that line.
Yeah. So before Allstate, I did cut my teeth at Prudential, so that's where I learned the business. And before that, I was in the mortgage industry for quite some time.
Outstanding. You're gonna. The only thing I could think about is the next line right now. You have me stuck on working as a.
Pull up the lyrics. Such a good song.
No,
I'm not going to sing it though, because you'll lose your audience.
Sadly, I know the lyrics and I can't carry a tune, so I've got to let that go. So,
hey,
David, you are licensed. No, thank you. I appreciate it. You're licensed in 3 states. Originally, you're based in Jersey. I know you're right in Florida and Pennsylvania as well. But let's talk about Jersey. You're right on the shore. What is it like being an agent in New Jersey, right there on the water?
It has its challenges because, as you and I both know, not as many carriers love to write policies around the water. But it also has its advantages because of the limited capacity of product around the water, and we're fortunate to have product. It opens up the opportunity to have lots of other conversation about things ending in insurance besides the home and the flood policy. So it works a little bit against the grain of what we do at Allstate for our our goals and recognition, but it definitely has opened us up to other opportunities to deepen relationships in household. So yeah.
No,
so that
I love it. I mean, being on the water, you're required to have a level of expertise that many agents may be inland and in less water-friendly states that aren't right there near the ocean need to have. What's some of the important things that's always a must conversation for you because of the flood risk that people face there on the water? What are some must conversations that's unique local knowledge to you?
So, the first thing we're asking clients who live near the water is, we want to know about that house. It's not about money. It's not about, your credentials. Let's learn more about the house first and foremost. What's the elevation of the home? Does the house sit right on the ground? Is it high? Is it elevated? Is it lifted? Those are big criteria, for rating home insurance and flood insurance in this area. Roof ages are so important down here because of the problematic weather. We're really digging into property characteristics, probably way deeper than we would, inland. We obviously, it's important to know things about homes inland, but we really dig in at the shore.
It makes a big difference. And how important is it that someone talks to a local expert like yourself and they don't go the route of a .com or a 1-800 number that may not have that localized expertise knowledge that you and your team has?
Right. So what I tell folks is if you want to really spend a lot of time, and I hate to sound cliche, spinning your wheels, go online and try to get proposals for home insurance at the shore. But, if you want, accurate, accurate results, find someone local to this area to help you with your insurance needs. You know, if you go to one of like the big call center type companies, and you're going to spend a lot of time getting nowhere. It's very, very narrow where you can find resources right now along the water.
I love it, David. I love it. Hey, DJ, what's up? I'm in the middle of recording the podcast.
I know, man.
No. Yeah. So, this guy, we want to talk about something different. He's trying to get his website and his Google My Business page going.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody knows you helped me to get to the 2 Comma Club, and be seen by a couple of million people. But this person wants to do something different. They're trying to run ads to their book of business, their model line campaigns and stuff like that.
I know, Kev.
Oh, man. Well, DJ, talk to the people, man, so I can get back to the podcast. How can you help?
Yeah, man. So listen, I can help you by running monoline ads to your auto, your home, as well as optimizing your website, your Google business profile, and your social media outlets. We can do the exact same thing we've done for Kevin over the years and get you in front of millions of sets of eyeballs to help you grow your business. Contact Carroll Media today. Kev, let them know.
DJ, I appreciate you jumping in the podcast. Hit up Carroll Media. DJ, I got to go. I got to get back to the podcast.
I know.
With all that's happened and in that area, you joined in 2011, so you're right before Hurricane Sandy up through recent hurricanes. What stands out at you as like a real bad natural disaster where maybe one particular story where a customer may have been fortunate to have you because you gave them the right advice?
Yeah, so I mean, logistically, just being, and we've been through what we call, some catastrophes. Sandy being the most popular, but being here locally enabled us to have better understanding of what people's problems were, their losses, where they were located, how to get resources, even having intimate contacts inside the company to deploy adjusters. I hate to use the word triage, but yeah, we could triage some folks' needs because everybody had needs. Not everybody understood the communications. Believe it or not, during Sandy, the company set up mobile claim units in parking lots of like Home Depots and ShopRites where people could go and literally bring estimates, and they were cutting checks on the spot and being able to direct traffic and help folks with resources. We did an amazing job during Sandy, far better than our competitors as far as addressing folks' claims. I had claims guys. They bring up all these claims resources from the South. These guys that work for these big public adjuster type companies, and I housed 2 of them in my office.
Wow.
I met them and I said, "Do you guys need a place to work?" And they're like, "Yeah, we really do. We work out of." I said, "Come to my office and come work. Use our so they can help clients." So they came to the office. Heck, my wife was even doing some of their laundry.
Now that is local expertise, and you take advantage. That is triage and local expertise at the highest example. I'm sure those are some folks that will always remember that. Not only those that were there immediately, but I'm sure the community still has that visual fixed in their mind. Oh, sure.
We were going and seeing many houses, trying to help clients during that. Knock on wood, it's been very quiet in southern New Jersey with losses. You get some wind here or there. But we haven't had something like that now in, what's it been, 13 years? Oh, it'll be going on 13 years. Yeah. So it's been quiet. We've been fortunate. I don't want to jinx it, but.
No. We're not going to talk about it because if you get it, I get it here as well on the island. I get it here as well on the island. I get what you get. So let's stay on the shore. I love I love the Jersey Shore. If we were doing this in person and you're a foodie, what's a good local place that you and I may have met and we might eat at? And while you're answering that question, Bernardino or Brickster, I don't see David in front of me right now. I see a calendar. So if everyone just makes sure our view is okay, that'd be great. But David, tell me a story of what local place that we might be at that might be great.
So if you were coming, I mean, I'd want to impress you, Kev. So I would take you to dinner at like Steve and Cookies in the town that I live in. That's beautiful food right there. We'd sit and chat, and chop it up and hash it out. That's a good spot. That's a great, classy spot. Delicious food, good atmosphere, nice people. Yeah.
What are we ordering at Steve and Cookies? Are we getting red meat? Are we getting seafood? What are we doing there?
Yeah, we're checking all the boxes. We're getting that char grilled oyster salad with the fried oysters on top, and the cornbread croutons. That's really good. We're getting some lamb chop lollipops to start. Yeah, maybe some for dinner, some of that meatloaf. They got a Kobe meatloaf. They got great food there. I can go on.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh my
good
God.
Vittles right there. That's good.
Oh my
Vittles.
God.
Maybe we might have some wine too. Some wine or a bourbon. Who knows?
I'm good with that. I'm good with both. I'm good with the Chardonnay or your favorite bourbon. I'll let you choose.
Yeah, bourbon or Chardonnay, they have it all. That's a good spot for sure.
Oh my God. You'd have to house me in your office for the night though, David. I'm not driving back to Long Island after that meal or after those beverages.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Oh, and speak of, they are known for, it's only seasonal, blueberry pie.
Oh God.
The best piece of blueberry pie you'll ever have in your, matter of fact, this summer, Kevin, I'm going to buy you a blueberry pie and ship it to you.
I just got uninvited. I'm heading down to the shore. At first, I'm at Steve and Cookies. I'm picturing this atmosphere. Now you're sending it to me, which is code for Kevin, just stay home. I'll send it to you.
No, you're welcome to attend, but it's very seasonal. You can only get the blueberry pie in the summer months.
I'm there then. That's when I'm coming. I'm coming when the pie is. I'm coming with the pie is available. So, David, we're in the community a little bit now. We're at Steve and Cookies. I want you to talk about your community involvement. I look at your website, and by the way, there's a young, good-looking guy that's hacked your webpage. He has your picture there, very young, sharp David Lieberman, pretending to be you, but you can address that off the podcast.
Oh yeah. This business ages you. I'm only 29 years old now.
But David, let's talk about some of your passion projects in the community. On your website, I saw Jewish Family Services. I saw Seashore Gardens Living Center. I also saw a Boys and Girls Club of Atlantic City. What's some of the passion projects that you're working on in the community right now?
Right now, Kevin, just to be honest, like I'm just in check writing mode. Like we haven't been doing much today, this recently in volunteering. No, we're not adverse to it. Volunteering, I just, I'm at a point where, for the past decade, I did a lot of served on committees, the golf outings, the fundraisers, the raffles, raising money for these great organizations that support the community. But now I've passed the torch somewhat to folks that have a little bit more time and energy to run around and do these things. And now I just support them financially. But in the past we've supported these events. These are organizations that support the community, help meals for elderly, support the elderly folks, folks that are underserved in the community. These are all good organizations. Obviously being Jewish, Israel is very precious to our hearts, so they give a lot of money to Israel or support Israel cause. Obviously, we're very passionate about anti-hate, and that's a big thing these days. And
Yes.
we anything we can to support our community causes. It's hard for me to say no. Let's put it that way. When someone asks.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you said you're in check writing mode, too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And the rabbi told me once, he said, David, he goes, you want a great investment? He goes, I'm going to give you the best investment ever. You ready? He goes, whatever you give.
Yes.
Whatever you give, he said, God's going to give you back tenfold. So he goes, give it a shot. So, giving
Nice.
is a real big part of, what we do, how we're wired. We wired it. I give money to some. I have a good friend, believe it or not, and probably this is my number one give. And I've never even met these folks. Well, I've met the administrators, but my friend runs an orphanage in Ukraine. Well, they had to relocate to the orphanage in Ukraine. So for kids on the street in Ukraine, he runs an orphanage. He had to relocate the orphanage because of the war. I think they're now in one of those other Eastern European countries nearby. It was a very big endeavor to reload, but we give quite a bit of money to that orphanage. And they send me pictures of the kids and the programming, and, it's just, you get involved in things, and, you hope what you give does really good for folks.
No, absolutely. From locally, from Israel to Ukraine to the orphans that you help, while you may not have time to have boots on the ground right now, those resources, that check writing mode that you're in, is very, very helpful to the community. So kudos to you and all that you're doing, not only locally, but internationally as well. Hey, Ray, it's Kevin. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Nothing, man. You guys have been helping me out for a while with all the digital things you can do at Use Canopy, but some of my guys, they're still having a hard time adjusting to the digital age. Talk to the people, Ray, please.
Yes, sir. Well, Canopy Connect is the insurance data intake platform. Send a link out to your prospect. They, click on it, find their insurance carrier. We got like 350 insurance carriers on there. Click that, sign in, and they can be done there. You can ask them a few more questions you want, but we're going to pull all that insurance information, give it to you right in a nice dashboard.
That sounds pretty quick. What are we talking? 2 or 3 minutes?
Less. You can do that in 30 seconds, man.
Wow. Nick, you're a big time marketing guy. What do you think?
I think Canopy Connect is one of those tools that everybody should have in their back pocket. Makes it easy to use. You can send it out in emails and text messages. You can use it in social media campaigns, X-Date campaigns. All of those methods will work with Canopy Connect.
Guys, I got to get back to the podcast, but you heard it right here. Use Canopy Connect. Go digital. Leave old school in the past. Nick and Ray, I'll catch you guys later. Easy.
Let's go. See ya.
Yeah, the Boys and Girls Club is a great group, and we'll support them when we can. They do great in the community. They're taking kids with a lot of potential and talent, and they take them in, and they have wonderful programs to get them career oriented, and just give them a great place. Atlantic City is a very socioeconomically challenged community, and that's right in our backyard, and we support them as well.
Absolutely. Very familiar with the beauty of Atlantic City and the challenges of Atlantic City as well. So, Dave, one of the things I've asked in all these podcasts is I've asked how hard is it for someone that's that's listening to this podcast, they want to get into the insurance business, whether it's just as an entry-level staff position, what's the license process, as you will? How hard is it to get a license to get started in the insurance business, whether that's New Jersey or Pennsylvania?
Personally, I don't think it's overly difficult to get a license to practice. I mean, obviously you're studying and taking a state exam to get the license. So you have to have some sort of aptitude to learn, whether you're visual or audible, but there's lots of resources around that. It's by no means expensive to get an insurance license. I think the licensing is the easier part. It's then is what do I do with my license? You know, how am I participating in this industry? Am I going to be in sales? Am I going to be in service? Am I going to be in underwriting? Am I going to be in claims? What do I want to do with that license? That's where it gets hard.
And that's interesting. You've answered that question differently than everyone else that I've asked that question, because the license does open up a world of opportunities. Once you have that license, you pretty much can write and kind of find your way. And sometimes going around that block, maybe going into the non-sales aspects of it first, introduce you to the whole industry or the whole business, if you will. I know I got my start in underwriting and went around the block before I came to sales.
Yeah. I mean, I was lucky. I mean, I didn't even know what to do. Like the mortgage business was over for me, and I have friends. He said, "Hey, go work at Prudential. They're going to train you.
Yes.
They're going to train you." And I knew nothing about insurance.
Yes.
I knew nothing about it, and went there and they trained me, and I got they helped me, mentor me to get my licenses, and I learned the business there. It was a great training area to be around seasoned people who mentor you. That's the kind of environment that you want to get into. It's challenging these days because so many places. We were just having this conversation today. So many places are virtual these days.
Yes.
So not to just be able to participate in the agency atmosphere. I mean, that can be a challenge for someone, coming into the business.
No, definitely. And you got in with the piece of the rock with Prudential when they were still hiring agents. So to be able to learn an atmosphere with seasoned agents and knowing your timing of 2011, you probably left the mortgage business after the crash of 08, 09, too big to fail, all of that stuff. How did the bridge?
Oh, they come calling.
Yes.
We heard about you. I'm like, what?
Yes.
We heard about you. You heard about me. So, dare I say this, back then, back in the day, they called Prudential Allstate's training facility.
Yes.
So, a lot of former Pru guys became Allstate agents. So I guess, as they would come over, they'd still keep relationships with the folks who were still at Prudential. They would check in from time to time. How's it going? What's going on there? How you performing? And next thing you know, you get a call from a recruiter. Hey, we hear you're killing it over there. You want to look at an opportunity over here at Allstate. And that's how the conversation starts, which was good. I mean, it was the best conversation I had.
So the question that I asked you was the bridge question. You're in New Jersey. I'm in New York. We've gone through a similar environment with similar challenges. But last year, you made a genius move. You expanded and you went into Pennsylvania. How is that transition going for you?
Now it's really good. In the beginning, it was rough going into a market where, we didn't know the geography. We didn't know the culture. We didn't know what was working and not working. So there was a lot of trial and error, a lot of frustration. We took a sales team that, is used to, nimbly writing business, and they were getting quite frustrated, but, we figured it out. I owe a lot of credit to you, Kevin.
No, not about me.
Figuring it out. I mean, God put you in our path, and otherwise, I think we'd be still spinning wheels in this thing. But yeah, it's been good.
Good. You're a trailblazer for many fellow New York and New Jersey agents that are looking for a place to expand while some corrective things happen in our state. So, Dave, we've gone through a lot in this call. A couple of questions as I ask as we circle the airport and get ready to land the plane. after running agencies in a couple of states, doing a great job in the community, doing wonderful work with your family, how does David Lieberman wind down at the end of the day? How do you decompress? How do you get away from it all?
I love going home to the family. That's a good, seeing the kids. To me, that's a good wind down. Obviously, food, cooking myself a steak or going, getting a meal out when we can is a good wind down. Movie or television. Honestly, what I don't want to do is I don't like watching news or
Yes.
scrolling so much because that can really amp you up.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I get a little bit clueless what's going on out there, but I think it's just so to watch news or look at social media sometimes, depending on the platform, can be quite toxic. So yeah, I just
I,
I
I,
just want
I
to
agree
wind
with you.
down.
I mean,
Yeah,
I definitely agree. So I want to make sure I heard one thing correctly. You said you cook yourself a steak. I would imagine you throw one on for the wife and the kids as well. I would hope.
when I get home, Kevin, I become what they call like the short order cook.
Okay.
I'm cooking for me, and then my son wants something, my daughter wants something different, and then my wife is always like, "I'm not going to eat," and ends up picking at everything. So literally, I'm cooking 3 to 4 different dishes at once. When I
Well,
get
I think it's taken us time to get to the sweet spot of the podcast. I did
yeah,
not know you were such a well-versed cook. What are
oh,
your go-tos? What's in the
uh,
repertoire? What is it that you make, man? Talk to me.
so obviously steak's my go-to for me. My son loves. He's easy. Just make him a chicken parm 7 days a week. He loves it.
Nice.
And what my daughter, she's very picky. So like maybe some pasta and some veggies. Once in a while, she'll get into the steak, and then yeah, my wife doesn't like anything. I don't even know if she likes meat. No, she she's just picking at whatever everybody's eating. Yeah, but we get into it for sure.
David, I love it.
Yeah,
I play around the kitchen, but I struggle with the perfect pasta. What's the secret?
salt the water. You salt your water.
Not as well as you, obviously.
Yeah, you got to salt the water, and then it's nice. Invest in a little bit better pasta. If I don't, do you buy like really good authentic like Italian pasta?
I've probably got to buy better. I'll tell you after I make a good one. I'll tell you whether I've done it
Yeah,
right.
try to find the stuff on the shelf with lots of syllables.
Okay.
Yeah, because like the boxes of your off the shelf, what a Lanzoni or what's the other brands out there, Barilla. Those are factory pasta. You want something gourmet with the pasta. The flour's better. I don't know. Pasta's kind of hit or miss, but the kids like it.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I think we got some extra wisdom beyond the insurance business here.
Yeah.
Uh, a
Yeah.
closing question for you, David. I always like to have my guests give some sage advice, maybe something from the rabbi again. But listening to this podcast, there are people that maybe are in a career change in flux. Maybe they're thinking about getting into insurance. Maybe they're doing something different. I always like to ask, or maybe they're just having a hard time in life and can use an encouraging word. I always like my guests to give a final encouraging word to anyone that's listened to the podcast. So, any encouraging words, things that have carried you through time or that might be able to help someone else?
You know, that's a tough. I mean, look, Kevin. There's been times where we looked into the abyss and it was tough. Like we didn't know what we were going to do. Um, you know, you gotta grind. You have to make the investment. You got to make the investment in your career and your craft. You just can't snap the fingers and have the money. It's just you get anything you do. You got to grind. You got to be I can't say that enough. You got to be willing to grind, and you have to be hungry, no matter what it is. I mean, the insurance business, you got to be hungry to make it in the business. That's what drove us, is just hunger. Got to feed the family, got to pay the bills, and this was like a great way to do it. This industry is like no other. You can make as much money you want, and you can make it however you want. So it's a great industry to be in. It's changing a lot, but it's still probably one of the best industries to be in, especially if you're in the area like, I don't know what I want to do, I don't know what to do. This industry checks a lot of boxes for folks. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if that's sage advice or not, but
that is sage advice. That is your rabbi. If he has an opportunity to listen to this podcast, he'll be proud of what you said.
Just get him a copy. He just crashed the car. Poor rabbi. He just crashed the car.
Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, David. Anything else you wanted to share that I didn't ask?
No, this was so much fun. I've never been on a podcast before. This is great. This is great. I appreciate you keeping some guardrails on me, because I would have just, my ADD, I would have taken this a whole different direction. You did good, Kev.